Very well. Okay, so here we go. I was just trying to put us live. Hello, YouTube. Good evening. I'm Sarah. Today I'm here with Gabri, Kuzaya, Heitor. I think maybe Advani, her connection, she lost her connection, but that's okay. That happens. And our topic today is intrusive thoughts. You know, that type of thoughts you don't want popping in your head because they might be bad or crazy or strange. So we have these questions to discuss today. So let's start. The first question we did is introduce yourself, but let's talk about the other part, okay? What's on your mind right now? Besides the fact you have to speak in English, think about something else, okay? So I will start and then I choose the next person, and we can choose each other so we can make the conversation flow. So for me, what I'm thinking, it is my family. Maybe my mother, she hasn't arrived yet, so I'm thinking about her. I'm thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. So pretty normal stuff. A little bit pissed about the Brazil's match the last Friday, but let's forget about it, okay? That's what I have in my mind right now. How about you, Heitor?
In my mind now, it's about the rain, because today was a storm in the end of the day, and about the dinner also. Just waiting the classroom ends to cook something. And you, Kuzaya?
I'm thinking about tomorrow. I will have to get up early, and here in Angola it's already 11 p.m. Yeah, I'm thinking about this. About you, Gabrielle?
Yeah, the same. I'm thinking about the lot of things that I need to do tomorrow and during the week. And I'm thinking about my dinner too, because I need to cook after the class.
Yes, a lot of people are hungry here. I can tell. Yeah, fair enough, right? At least for now, we don't have any crazy thoughts popping in your mind, but maybe by the end of the meeting, we can think about something. So the second question, sorry. Have you ever heard about intrusive thoughts? Like, Gabi, can you start?
Yes, I have ever heard about intrusive thoughts, but I don't know. I didn't know this name to characterize this type of thoughts, but I searched about this concept, and now I know what is. And how about you, Heitor?
No, it's the first time I hear this one, but by the video we can imagine what is fight with them.
I'm sorry, I think you froze a bit, or was my connection? I don't know. Was I froze or were you froze? I don't know. Can you repeat, like, summarize your idea? I'm so sorry, I couldn't catch what you said.
Who? I am?
I think you froze a little. Can you repeat, like, the idea you were sharing with us?
Okay, I don't have listened this term early, but by the video we can imagine the context. Kuzaya, and you?
Yes, I've had. I think this kind of thought, it's not negative thoughts, but I think it's when we are worrying about things that we can't control, when we have anxiety about something that we are gonna do or we did in the past. A lot of information in our mind that we can't get rid of that information. I think, yes, everyone can go through this. It's normal. I think so. How about you, Sada?
Yes, I'm like Gabi. Like before I create the questions, I didn't know the name. I just knew that that is something that happens. You are distracted, thinking about something, and this thought pops up in your mind, but I didn't know you have a name for that. Like for me, it was just me being crazy or random, like my mind giving me some gifts like we saw in the video. I didn't know the name.
Yeah.
And the video was very informative, right? The way you can maybe don't pay so much attention, that could be helpful for you not to get rid of these thoughts, because the most you try not to think about something, the more this is going to happen. This is very obvious in my life. That happens with you too, guys? Like Uzaya.
Yeah. Yes. I remember when I participated in a job interview, and I was very anxious about if I would be selected or no. I know that I wouldn't receive the information right now in that moment, but I was always telling to myself, don't worry, don't worry. But every time I was thinking about not worrying, I was worrying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very hard to control that emotions and thoughts, right? I totally understand. And guys, the next question I would like to ask Heitor. Can you read this one for us, and you can share your opinion, your ideas?
But my chat is clear. I think when I
Oh, your connection. I'm gonna send again.
Thanks.
Let me send the questions again. Can you see it now?
Yeah. Do you believe intrusive thoughts have a hidden meaning? Why or why not? I think they have I forgot the term, hidden meaning. It's like if you think more, if you think much about a case or about something, or if you hear someone talk with others or with you, it's like our cell phone, maybe the ads of the Instagram, all they are here us. So it's my opinion. And you, Gabriele, what do you think?
I agree with you, and it's the same way that Kusaya said. When you are in a situation, maybe an anxious or a dangerous situation, you can bring this thought to your mind, and feels like it will happen with me. And yeah, I think it could happen if you maintain these thoughts in your mind. And how about you, Kusaya?
I think the same. I think when we are in process of something and we don't know what will happen at the end, sometimes we can have this kind of thoughts, how it will be, how it will happen. This kind of question can come to our mind. How about you, Sada?
Yeah, I was here trying to create like an answer, and I believe that sometimes it could be just random, like something that it's just like a little trick your mind puts for you. But in some cases, of course, it can be something you should pay attention, like a warning that maybe something's wrong. You might be too anxious, or that you should be paying attention to specific situation, for example. So if you are always having the same thought, it's not random, right? In my perspective, if it repeats, it's something that may be a warning for you. So I consider that the hidden meaning can happen, of course, but sometimes it's just not so important to consider, right? That's what I believe. And I hope so, because sometimes the thoughts are so crazy that I don't believe myself. Yeah. The next question, Kuzaya, can you read this one for us?
Yes. What examples of intrusive thoughts can you mention?
Do you want to start?
Yes. For example, sometimes I am in a good situation, very, very well with myself, but my mind starts thinking like how I will be if I lose these things, this person, when this moment finish. Yeah, sometimes my mind is is thinking like this. It's not good because I need to enjoy the good moment that I'm living and not thinking about the end of the good moment. But sometimes it happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can't see like the future that it might not even happen, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you have a relationship, you think I'm gonna break up with this guy, but you are so in love, nothing's wrong. It's so
Yes, yes.
makes no sense at all. But I think it's how the brain works. And for me, like what I can mention, it's when I'm passing by with my phone. For example, here in my city we have a bridge, so I'm sometimes I go for a walk, and I'm using my phone, something like this, and I'm like, just throw your phone in the water, just do it. Like, don't think, just do it. That type of thing. It's very strange because I would never in the consciously I would never do that to myself because of my money and because of my sanity. But sometimes I have this type of thought, and my mother, she sometimes tells me, "Oh, you are you shouldn't pay attention to that because you're not like you're crazy. It's just something that happens to everyone." And it's kind of funny, I guess, because I can be a little bit confused, and then I'm like, I just hold my phone closer to me so I make sure I won't throw it. That's my way to bring myself back to reality. That's very, very funny as well. And you, Gabi?
I'll think about some examples, but for example, when I'm in a very high place, usually I think about, oh, if I fall, what could be happen? Because I'm afraid when I'm staying in high place, like a bridge or something like else. And sometimes when I'm cooking, some thoughts about, oh, if I change sugar for salt or for spicy or something like that. But I know that in practice I don't do it, but my mind is like my thoughts, it's like about it. It's the same way that you mentioned about your cell phone. Sometimes I'm searching about something about my cell phone, needing a not in a bridge, but when in a space like in a rooftop, because I'm living in a building that there is a rooftop, and sometimes I think about, oh, if I don't know how to say this movement, but when we pick your cell phone and just throw away. So
Throw away.
yeah, I know that I don't do it, but in my mind, these thoughts happen sometimes. And how about you, Kuzaya?
I think it's Heitor now.
Sorry, Heitor.
No worries.
Yeah. When we are looking for someone to what if happen if the cut is hope, or when we can sleep and are snowy, no is snoozing, but is thinking about the job or the dog. Where is my dog now? What fuck? Go to sleep. Or the other example that you already do. And oh yes, Sarah?
Yeah, it's very fun, this example about the dog. Sometimes I'm like, where is my ID? Like, where is that blouse I wore 3 years ago? Like, I need to find it right now, instead of sleeping, my mind gets really distracted. I would like the example.
I'd like to share something because I work in a lab, and sometimes when I stay in my bed, before I fall to sleep, I thought, oh, if it's correct that I turn off all the equipment or not. And sometimes I thought a lot about it, because sometimes I call to a colleague to confirm that I put all the equipment in off. So
Yeah.
Another example.
Yeah, very good. I just remembered a video that I saw, like the woman taking pictures to remember herself that she had turned off the iron, that she used to iron clothes. Like that is something that a lot of people can forget in the connected, right? So if you take a picture, you can give your mind some peace, to remember that you turned off. Maybe it could
I already
work.
did it.
Right? Very clever. Maybe you should take more pictures. I don't know, just a tip. So, Gabby, do you usually share your intrusive thoughts with others or keep just to yourself?
Yes, usually I share my intrusive thoughts with my friends and with my colleagues, because this example that I mentioned, it happens with all my colleagues, because sometimes we have a day with a lot of things to do, and sometimes we don't remember if we put all the things in the place that needs to be here, to stay, or turn off all the equipments or whatever in the lab. So it happens with all my colleagues, and with my friends. The other types of these intrusive thoughts happens too. So it's normal for me to share. So how about you, Kuzaya?
For me, it's different. I consider myself sometimes as a close person, and about thoughts, I don't like sharing all my thoughts. I think it's something that I need to deal with myself. Of course, when it's a big deal, I can share. I will need help, but most of the time I prefer don't share. Yeah. How about you, Heitor?
For me, it's common to share, but for take some smiles and laughing, because these thoughts are so crazy in the most of time. So this is it's a moment to happy and to think different and make a brainstorm of crazy things. What's the next question? Let me see. Sorry, Sarah, you answered this one.
No, I was just going to say maybe we could skip the sixth question, because it's kind of similar, right? We kind of mentioned about our intrusive thoughts and how we behave about them. So we could do another one that's more different. What do you guys think?
Yes, it can be.
Okay, so the question number 7 is a little bit, I don't know, like deep, maybe that could be a word. Let me see. When are intrusive thoughts a red flag, like something we should worry about? Kuzaya, I think you are so smart, so go ahead.
I think when it make us feel bad when we don't have control at all, and when our mind is all the time thinking in this kind of things, no positive things, always thinking about negative things, intrusive thoughts. In this case, I think we need help, and yes, is a red flag. I think so.
Yeah, I should agree with you. Very good. Very good point, especially when you said that we need to pay attention to our feelings, the self-awareness. I think that's something that saves us a lot of trouble. If you are too distracted, you don't know how to evaluate yourself, and you don't know what is normal, what is not. You just go with the flow. But if you know yourself, right? That's very interesting. In fact, I agree with you. And I would say that, for example, I don't know if it could be considered intrusive thoughts, but I don't know, the type of thoughts that could cause you any harm, like physically or emotionally, or that you are obsessed about something, for example, a breakup, or obsessed about someone that you think it has a problem with you. Sometimes this person might not even know you like that well to have a problem, but like we saw on the video, our brain can trick us sometimes, so it's important to pay attention to that, so we don't be misled or something like this. That's what I think. And how about you, Gabi?
I think the same way. I think these type of thoughts are red flag when we can't do anything, just think about this kind of things. And maybe when this thought paralyze you to do something because you are afraid of, you're not confident to do. And yeah, I think that's it. And how about you, Heitor?
Yeah, these one are dangerous to emotional feelings or to depression thoughts. And the tip is look for your mental health and be happy.
Yeah, you need to give us some advice about this. How do you do it, like, for you? Is it easy? Is it something that you need help to do it? Can you share about it with us, Heitor?
A moment to manage these intrusive thoughts when they are happy or bad.
I think
don't know.
I think we need to manage more the bad ones, right? Maybe.
Yeah. To manage the bad ones, just it's complicated because each one hurts by different things. But go out and get a sun, get a walk, sometimes get a juice, and look for a psychologist if she is more harder. Sorry, Gabriele, what about you?
I try to change my mind and think about things for me. And it's like the example that I said, when I'm in the lab and when I stay home and I think about the lab stuffs, I try to remember the steps that I did before to leave the lab, and try to recognize that I'm correct in my, okay, I do the right things. I didn't forget to put all the equipments enough. So this works for me, And when I have the other intrusive thoughts, like the example of cell phone, or when in a high place, I just try to change my mind and focus on the real moment, the focus on the people that are around me and the things that happen in this moment, and try to don't think in this thought. And how about you, Kuzaya?
It's about the next question. Yes, how do I manage? What strategies I use?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. In my case, I put my mind always thinking about positive things, about my goals, my objectives, and I don't normally have time to think in negative things, because I could notice that all the positive things that I'm thinking I can achieve. So it is working for me, and I will continue like this.
Yeah, the positive mindset can make a lot of difference, right, in our lives. And I would just add that for me, it's important to try to understand the reason behind the fear, like or behind the obsession, for example. So if you can have this answer, you can work not only in the ways like, because sometimes we just act to solve the results and not the cause, And if you just solve the effects, well, the next time it will happen again because you didn't manage quite well. Okay, so, and talking about therapy, that's very important. How Heitor mentioned, it's one of my goals to go to therapy next year, and I think that helps with the self-knowledge and be more comfortable in your own skin. That's not easy. Sometimes I wish I was different in a lot of ways, so I think that could also get in the way of the things that I want to accomplish in my life. And once you realize you are not supposed to do everything to be so perfect, so awesome all the time, it's okay to have flaws. I think that it's a moment of freedom for all of us. Yeah. And let me see the next question. Okay, question number 9. Gabi, can you read this one and share your thoughts?
Yes. Are stress and intrusive thoughts related? I think so, because when we are in a stressful situation, maybe this type of thoughts could happen more easily. So I think both are related. And one way to manage this, it's try to think about what is the worst thing that could be happen. Because when we do it, we realize that the worst things are not so bad. So it's a tip that my therapist told me about when I'm in a stressful situation, or when I'm think a lot about a specific point in my life, so worried about. So it's a good way to manage. And how about you, Heitor? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's related in pressure situations. We are more thinkable, or thinking about the situation. So if you are in a happy place, you remember that you have a job problem, and the intrusive thoughts is here. So this is so stressful because you cannot turn off this one. Is the thoughts I hear sometimes. It's like a dog in a room. So it's here, but go there and sniffing, go there in the other place, and order them just to confuse them. Zaya, what about you?
Yes, I agree. I think stress can be related to this kind of thoughts. For example, I think someone can get stressed when that person is in a situation that he doesn't have the total control. He can be afraid. He can have negative feelings, and these negative feelings can lead that person to intrusive thinkings. Yes, I think yes, it is related to it.
Yeah, guys, I couldn't agree more. Like the example of the dog was perfect, just like me studying. You know, if I see a fly, if I see like a beautiful animal, just my dog passing by, the distraction is going to happen. No, so very good. I think the brain sometimes it's missing focus, right? We need to think about only one thing at a time, but it's not so easy. And I agree that maybe the stress could be like a defense for us, like a warning. Because imagine you are facing a very difficult situation and you don't have a reaction. It wouldn't be normal, right? Like if you are blood pressure gets higher and you feel like a headache, you are okay, I need to stop, I need to take a break, I need to do other things. So maybe the stress, it's of course it's terrible, but it's also like a warning, like, hey, slow down and take care of yourself. No, so maybe that's the way we can learn how to manage the intrusive thoughts, learning by with the stress as well. Yeah, so I think we have time for one more question, just sharing some quick thoughts on this last one. And the last question, Leandro, Heitor, sorry. Can you read this question? That was an intrusive thought, another name in my head. Go ahead.
Okay. In your perspective, do intrusive thoughts have any connection with factors like age and gender? Why or why not? I think yes, because in different ages, when in our lives we have stresses by study or by the job or by the child's. So this can drive our thoughts by something or another one. And by male or female, I think also. And Kuzaya, what do you have? What do you think?
I agree with you. I think when we are young, we don't have the same maturity to deal with situation, and sometimes we can have more intrusive thoughts than when we have more age. I think so. How about you, Gabrielle?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think adults have more intrusive thoughts than children or teenager. And I think women are more susceptible. I'm not sure if my pronunciation is correct, but I think women are more susceptible than men to have intrusive thoughts. And how about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it. Like the adults, they might have more stress, so maybe that's a reason for them to. I don't know, like for sure. I don't have data. I'm just giving my opinion, okay? But I think that adults might have more intrusive thoughts because of stress and because they have lived longer. So a lot of life experiences popping around on their minds, and the background that always remembers you about something on the past, in the future, or that you are living right now. That I think it's less common to worry about the present than about the future or about the past. And definitely that is something that I need to work on myself, because I live it's not so easy for me, to live just in the moment. My brain goes to a lot of places easily. Guys, I'm gonna just bring the others back, okay? 1 minute from now, they are going back to share about the conversation. Before they come back, I'd like to listen about your thoughts on this conversation. Did you like it? Does anyone want to share?
I really like this conversation, really like this topic. It's a different topic to share our ideas. So yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, it's my second time in Talking Talks, third, but the first one was in Spanish. So I'm a little bit nervous and shy, but it's normally. With a beard, this one takes better.
You don't seem nervous at all. Like, you don't seem nervous. But you can bring your beer. Like, I'm not judge you. I'm not gonna judge you.
Peraí, calma, eu já volto.
Make yourself at home, okay? And welcome, guys. How was the conversation, Azael, for you? Did you like it? Your mic's off, Azael. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
My video call some seconds ago, tipo, posso dizer, do nada, todo mundo saiu. Everyone left.
I can explain. It's my fault. No, 10 minutes before the end, we closed the breakout room so we can back together here in the main room. A gente fecha as salas para a gente poder conversar um pouquinho sobre o tema. Faltam 10 minutos para terminar. That's why your room was closed like suddenly. I'm so sorry about that. But it's like this.
I gonna tell. This so just conversation with people for this assumption, the thoughts and dreams. In general, yourself. We conversation with reflection with yourself. For example, meditation is the best ferramenta for it yourself, your thought dream. My opinion, it's very good.
Yeah, I'm glad to know that you like that. Like, I think you are gonna get used with time, okay? It's just like we do here. We have like 40 minutes to discuss, and then we come back just to wrap up, to end the conversation, to get opinions, okay, from all groups.
Okay.
I hope Heitor treated you well, Heitor Rosani. He's a nice guy. And let me ask Heitor, Rosani, I have a question for you, okay? Question number 5. Do you share your intrusive thoughts with others or no?
Not with my works colleague, just maybe in TNT reunions or with some friends, but I try to keep more low profile on my work, not share this kind of thoughts, maybe be more positive, I think.
Yeah, that's clever, for sure. Guys, let me just share with you the first links to survey. You can give your feedback, a score like a 10 or 8 or a 7 or 0, but don't give 0, right? Be nice. And the second link is to our website. Okay, you can go there and schedule more classes such as English, Spanish, French, and Italian. Very good for you to practice and expand, right, the skills with the languages. And I have one more question to ask. I'm going to give it to Renan. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so we were talking about question number 7. When are intrusive thoughts a red flag?
As I said before, I think when I try to study, for example, and all this kind of thoughts came to my mind, and I don't get it, so it shows up a lot of thoughts of that. So I think it's a problem. So I try to be calm and try to think about the future, about why I am studying, for example, this is it's okay for me when I try to be calm.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. Like, remember yourself about your goals, right? To keep moving on. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm gonna give Gabriela. I don't usually talk to you, so I'm gonna ask you something, okay? We are talking question number 8. What strategies can we use to manage these intrusive thoughts? What do you think?
As I said before, I try to, sorry, I that remember. So I want to not pay so much attention, so don't feed the thoughts, and it's too, if it's persist, this thought, I try to speak with a friend, with someone can help me. So that's it.
Thank you so much. And as I thought you shared about the meditation, I think that's great as well, because you can focus and lose up a little, relax. That could also be an option for everyone who'd like to try. I tried and I liked it, but I need to go back. My distraction is very easy to happen. I was sharing with the guys in the other room about this. So, Ayla, since we have more time that I planned, I have a question for you, okay? Question number 4. Do you have any examples about your intrusive thoughts you'd like to share with us?
So in my case, I have some intrusive thought related to my fears, like I'm afraid of hurt someone. For example, when I'm driving, and I feel scared when these thoughts come to my mind, or when I think about it to lose someone in my family, and it makes me very uncomfortable and very sad. So in my case, I think it's the main examples. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. I can relate to that, especially the driving one, because I have to be more brave and take the car without freaking out, It's very a challenge for me, but very good examples. Thank you for sharing. And that's all, guys. I hope you came next week. On Thursdays, we have the business English meeting. So you can come and talk about practice your business English vocab as well. And I hope I see you more often here. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and patience. And until next time. Bye-bye.
Sarah, what's
Yes.
the link? The link?
I shared here the survey.
Yeah.
Can you see? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for writing me. It was like direct message. And they didn't tell me. I shared just with one person. That was my fault. Thank you so much, Ayla. I thought it was for everyone, And here is the link to survey. Please answer, give your feedback, like I said, and that's all. Bye-bye and take care, okay?
Bye, guys.
See you next time.
Later.